Praise the Lord, praise Jesus. Welcome again to our podcast. We are very grateful that we are now on episode 10 of the Divine Realities podcast. We are very glad, very excited that we are here again. Thank you so much for joining us once again in our conversation. We are very glad for the support that you've been showing. We have a big shout out to everyone who has been very, very faithful to watch us and to support us. Na pia tunapeana shout out to our very able Pastor Javan. We have seen your encouragement pale chini kwa comment section. Thank you, because you have affirmed that we are doing a good job and we have your blessing. So thank you so much, Pastor Javan. Receive our shout out, and everybody else who is watching this episode. So today we have my great co-host here, but I am your host, Essie Howard, and now on to you. Please introduce yourself to our audience so that they can know you.
Let me tell you, my people, I was about to start problems. But anyway, as always, I love introducing myself as young and impactful. You know, dear brother. Guys, my name is Azore Oguso. Young and impactful.
Yes.
And it's nice actually that we are here again, you know, talking about self-awareness and all that.
Yeah.
You know?
First of all, I wanted to add something to our introduction.
Okay.
Tumeokoka na tunampenda Yesu.
By the way.
Yes.
Hata si by the way.
Si by the way.
Director, ningependa tuanze tena.
Tumeokoka na tunampenda Yesu.
Yes.
The reason why I'm saying that is because I'd love to remind our viewers that this is a podcast where we ensure that our conversations are faith-based. We are Christians. We believe that we believe in Christ, and we always ensure that our conversations are about our faith, and we also ensure that even the viewers who watch us and they are probably not Christians, that they are able to be transformed in one way or another even as they watch us.
Yes.
So we enjoy this conversation today. Actually, we've been doing a series of conversations and they've been helping us in the self-discovery journey. And I love how it's been. There's this word that we used to use in biology, meta. Oh, it was
Missy
morphology.
Missy
Morphology. Morphology, when something moves from one nature to another, like caterpillar to a butterfly. So the conversation has been morphology. No, a biology teacher. I have so many friends who are doing biology teachers actually. So mtuambia hapo chini. Yeah, our conversation has been changing from one topic to another, but still on the topic of self-discovery. And for today's conversation, it's quite interesting, and I know that probably at Assisi, we are still going to be edified by it, because I believe that maybe in one way or another, we could be going through this and we do not know. So we're talking about comparisons and contentment, and for us mostly we know that comparisons can be negative. Most of the times when you talk about comparison, it's usually negative, but we want to first of all talk about it in a healthy way. So we want to touch on how healthy comparisons help us with self-improvement, while still ensuring that we do not lose the aspect of contentment, even as we are comparing ourselves in a healthy way. Because, you know, a comparison, like I have said, it's usually looked at in a negative way, but it's always mostly on a negative, trajectory, if you have to think about it. But for us, I would love us to talk about how comparisons and how we can embrace comparisons, right? And somebody said that comparisons it's like it's a natural thing for human beings.
Okay.
I don't know what you think. Like, is it natural? You know?
Comparison. It becomes. I'm tempted to use automatic.
Automatic.
Yes, automatic. It just. It's inside me. You know. If I see something, you know, you're doing, at one point or another, I'll want to relate, but I don't want to relate directly. But I want to.
Kuna vile.
You see.
Uh-huh.
You see.
Yes.
So something like that. So it's kind of true.
Yeah, it's kind of true that it's natural. It's a natural. It's a natural instinct for a human being to compare themselves, either knowingly.
So yes, or unknowingly.
Either knowingly or unknowingly.
Most of the time it's knowing, because you see, you perceive.
Yeah.
And then you want to react on that.
Yes. You know what I would say? It's unknowingly, especially in the context of social media. Social media is a very good tool. There's a podcast I was watching, and this man of God was asking, he is not a man of God, it was just a believer. He was a believer. It was ni mtu mzuri, lakini ni vile sitaki kutaja podcast yake sahi. But alikuwa anasema how alikuwa anauliza, is fire a wrong thing? Like moto, fire, is fire bad?
Okay.
What would you say?
It's fire bad.
Yeah. Fire, is it bad?
Of course, in my natural me, it's bad.
Yeah.
But
First
again,
of all, you just say yes, it's bad.
It's bad.
Yeah. But we use fire to cook.
Yeah.
You see? We use fire. Fire in your car, is it bad?
Fire in my car.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So it's also not bad. You know why? Because your engine use True. Physics.
I get your point.
You see, so fire can be good and it can be bad depending on where it has appeared, where it has been used or in what context. So it's the same thing with social media. Social media is good. So knowingly, I can be on social media scrolling, watching a podcast like this one, and then I'll probably say something and someone will look at me and compare themselves with me unknowingly.
Yes.
And then tomorrow somebody chooses to probably buy a wristwatch, like this one. Hebu onyeshe waone.
Kenya kipenzi chetu.
He's a proud Kenyan.
Why are you laughing?
No, it's true.
Why are you laughing?
No. So anaweza nunua hii kwa sababu aliona Azore na akasema, I loved how it was looking on his wrist, na anunue. So it's the same thing with comparisons. I look at it in that way. So social media has been a benchmark for so many people to be a place where most people compare themselves knowingly or unknowingly. So I would love us to highlight mostly about what is it when we say a comparison can be healthy.
Okay.
How is a healthy comparison helping you as to grow or to be self-improved without really compromising on the aspect of being content? And there's this verse that we highlighted, Philippians 4:11, 11 to 13, that talks about being content in the Lord. And most of the times it's tough to be contented, especially if you have desires. Again, the human nature, we have desires. So unless you have the understanding of being contented in the Lord, you will always want more, especially vitu kama pesa nini. You'll always want more. But you see, being peaceful even in the midst of knowing, you know what, I really need something right now. But let me choose to be contented in the Lord because God knows my needs.
I'm reminded of Philippians again. It's I love the word of God. Wow,
it's amazing.
It's Philippians 4:8. When he talks about, just paraphrasing it, he talks about finally, brethren, whatever is pure, whatever is noble, whatever is all that,
whatever is admirable, praiseworthy.
Think about these things.
Yeah.
So yes, I want to compare myself with you. I want to feel like I'm okay.
Yeah.
But again,
I
need to think about these things like twice, thrice. Is it giving glory back to Jesus?
Yeah.
Because that's where the problem lies actually.
Yes.
I will want to compare. Then at the end of the day, I feel I'm not yet satisfied with whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
There is an example you are given, and let me add on to that example.
Yeah.
See where you live, there are at most 5 people, 5 kids. whom they are really looking up to you. You know, I love using this example because ukitoka home and then mulango ikat nguo yako mlango kibachi mbaya tu, then you decide, you know what, let me just go back. No, you decide, let me just go the way. It's not that big actually. It's just a toe, you know. Kidogo tu. Do you know that kid who looks up to you will go actually sisi aja katika yataenda takata
nguo yake
ndio ifanane tu na yako because anaona it's okay with you, then why not me? You see? So comparison, it's, you know, we need I need to reach that level whereby I compare myself with anyone. Someone compares he or herself with me, but there is now, let's say, an improvement in this person's life. You see? Because the goal is for you not to be the same again.
Yes.
And the goal or the agenda is for me not to be the same again. So now there must be improvements at the end of it. At the end of the day, when you sit down and analyze your day, like, by the way, I did this and here are the results.
You may grow in this way.
Yes.
But I would love us to really bring up that aspect of having a healthy comparison. Having a healthy comparison, really. What makes a comparison healthy? Is it the person that I'm comparing myself with? Or is it my attitude as I'm comparing myself with that person? You know?
Healthy comparisons.
Yes.
First, the person whom you compare yourself with. The beliefs, the basics of that person really matters a lot. I know we have so many people that will want to like, but again, someone once said this, pick whatever you want to pick, just or listen to everything. But again, when you go back home, try to filter.
Wow.
Like filter. And you may end up finding nothing or have nothing, having nothing at the end of the day, but that's the end results. So healthy comparisons, I'll talk about the basics of the other person whom you're like, well, okay. So
for you would say like it's the other person that determines if that comparison is healthy. It's not really the mindset.
Not precisely the other person, because this comes from me. I won't go ahead and tell him or her, by the way, mi nakuangalia tabia zako, naangalia nini. No. This is just back in my head. I'm like, what are the basics Zaum say?
Yes.
No. What does he or she believes in? What does he do, you know, for him to be here wherever he is right now?
Yes.
No.
Yes. You know, I'm thinking, first of all, it's important for us to understand this, that I would love to highlight this even for our viewer who is watching us. Please don't get us wrong, because even when we talk about self-discovery and self-improvement in the context of comparison, first of all, we are not saying that comparison is totally okay, because we know how comparison can also be a distraction. You know, we cannot forego.
It's time consuming.
It's mind draining. It's depressing. You know, it's imagine me comparing myself with Elon Musk's bank account. Like, am I trying to commit suicide tomorrow? No. No, it's draining, because I'll feel like, how will I ever get there tomorrow, or in the next one week, or in the next 1 year? It's too much, you know.
It's much.
And you know how it can be distracting. I might compare myself so much to an extent where I'll be so distracted, so depressed, and I'll probably do anything to get to where he is. So now I'll probably take loans. I'll take too many loans to live a life that is not mine. Live in a house where I'm paying 50K, 100K per month for rent.
Yes.
I have probably taken loans to get assets and all that, and I'm trying to live a life that is not really like living above my budget, or living above my
means of life.
My means of life. And you know, that in itself can be distracting. Remember, it started from a point of comparison.
That's why, sorry.
Yeah.
That's why I mentioned that after all is said and done, after you have, analyzed everything, and I want to be like you, or I want to compare myself, the things that you have, so that I get to have them. I must come back and ask myself, am I in that position?
Yeah.
Whereby I will be able to achieve whatever you have achieved.
Yes.
If not, then introduction of prayer. I'll just need to pray to God to help me. Dear Lord, I just want to have whatever.
Philippians 4, do not be anxious about anything.
Has. I want to, to just have whatever Howard.
Yes.
She has. And God is faithful.
Yes, he is.
But again, there is that problem of now waiting to be where this other person is.
Yes.
We want to take the shortcut.
Yes.
And this person took the long cut.
Yes. Also, the book of James, chapter 4, also highlights on the aspect of when we ask from God, are we asking with what motive? I'm asking God to bless me and to be in a certain way that Azore is.
Yes.
And I'm trying to look at it in a positive way, but in reality, as I'm asking this from God, God is already seeing my heart that I want to have a car like Azore has. Amen. But I just want to have his car, a car like his, so that as we are on the road, I can show him that I can also afford such a car. You see?
Okay.
So it's the same thing. So for me, first of all, I would love to highlight about the peace of God when it comes to contentment. Contentment, I would equal it to God's peace. Like being in a place where you are so contented that you don't even know where you will eat tomorrow, but you're so contented because you know the God that you have. He doesn't fail you. He's the one who says, bless today our daily bread. He does, in the Lord's Prayer, it's not bless today our daily bread just in case you bless us with it. No, there is an affirmation in the prayer that I will give you your daily bread. So it's that contentment of knowing that, tomorrow God will make a way.
I'm sure the Lord is going to provide.
And that's why the Bible actually says that tomorrow has its own worries.
Okay.
Who by worrying can add a thread of hair? So that's now the contentment that I would love to highlight, that we ought to have so much peace that even if we are trying to bring up the aspect of embracing comparisons, and contentment is ensuring that even as we embrace positive or healthy comparisons, that we are still ensuring that it is only, and again, only for self-improvement, without ignoring the fact that we still ought to be very contented. So
that means you need to work on yourself, and I need to work on myself. Because God has not given us a spirit of fear, because He's very clear when He speaks to us. He's very clear when He has aligned you to your destiny and aligned me to my destiny.
Yes,
I may want to compare myself with you, but my destiny is really far.
Yeah.
And probably God is not leading me to have all that. So I'm really struggling to achieve whatever you have, but God is leading me somewhere else.
Yeah.
Naona?
Yeah.
So we maybe umepelekwa kwa daktari na mimi najaribu, unatembea na zile zinaitwa mascalpel manini, unatembea nazo huko na ile inaitwa nini ya doctors, what is it called,
ile kitu ya kusikiza heartbeat,
ile kitu ya kusikiza, ni huyo ndo amesema
ama ni gani
kusikiza heartbeat. Yes, ndio kwa hivi alafu naambia
tulia
hiyo. Yes, hiyo and probably I'm continue comparing myself with you. So I cannot be in that position because I'll struggle.
Yes.
I don't have peace. I want problems. Yes.
You want problems always. So even as we wrap up this episode, I'd love to share with our viewer some practical ways that we can cultivate contentment, right? And I would love to just mention them, just a few of them, for us to have practical ways to nurture a content heart. Remember, it's in the heart again, because out of the heart comes out the issues of life,
The mouth speaks.
Right? And that the mouth speaks. So we need to embrace gratitude.
Okay.
Gratitude. That is something I have been trying to really ensure I do every day. Every
Gratitude.
day to my God. But still, of course, even to the people around you. But you can practice gratitude journaling. I know not all of us love writing, you know, but tunafaa tujaribu, you know, just embrace it if you can. I've always been that person who I journal. Though saizi nimepunguza kidogo, but I used to ensure every day I have to write how my day has been, what I've learned, nini. So we need to ensure that we cultivate our gratitude journaling habit. That is going to help us to be content, because at the end of the day before I sleep, if I'm going to journal a gratitude journal, then at the end of the day I'd be like, you know what, I actually have so many blessings to give God thanks for. So why am I comparing myself with others? You know, I'll be so contented. Another thing is prayer. You know, the Bible says in Philippians chapter 4, I think the verse that talks about, do not be anxious about anything, but in prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, present your request to the Lord, and he will give you peace that transcends all understanding, and his peace will guard your heart and your mind.
I love it
in
when
Christ
he says
Jesus.
he will give you peace.
Peace. And it will guard what? Your heart and your mind, because that pain of comparing yourself and feeling insufficient and not enough, it is usually in our heart, mostly in our heart. So if the peace of God is going to fill your heart, then you are going to be content by all means. And the last one I'd love to share is serving others to shift focus outward. I don't know, Azora, if you can probably shed some light there.
Serving others so that you can shift their focus outwards. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Most of the time, we tend to. I tend to let me use myself as an example. I tend to benefit. I'm thinking of, what will I benefit from you? What will I get from you? What will I achieve from you?
From our interactions.
Yes, from my interaction with you. But why don't I one moment or one day, let me think about you. Like, okay, I'm about to interact with Hayward. But now, what is she going to achieve from this conversation that I'll have with her?
Yeah.
You see, I'm not saying that I'm disregarding myself, no, but I'm regarding you.
You're looking outward.
Yes.
You're looking outward.
And I'm like, I don't want to be mean, because most of the time I'm like, many baby, why don't I carry this one day?
Yeah. So you're looking to serve others more.
Yes.
So mostly, I think when you shift the focus from myself, why is everything not working for me? How about you shift the focus outward? Yeah. Serve others. There's so much fulfillment that comes from serving others. Actually, there's one wise person who said, I think it is in the last year's Global Leadership Summit in Mombasa. He said that if there's one area that is not flooded, is the area of service.
Okay.
In church, wherever you go, volunteering in anywhere you hear there's a volunteering. Hakunaga, uwezi sikia kumejaa, hatutaki more volunteers. Iko open. So,
and it's true, baby.
It's true, yes. He said that the only area where it's not flooded is the area of serving. So instead of being too much inward and feeling down and all the time, ensure that you serve others. It's going to help you to look outward. Wow. Yeah. So please ensure you tell us if these practical ways will work for you. You can embrace either of them, or you can embrace all of them, the better. And I'm sure it's going to help you with cultivating a better relationship with yourself and ensuring that you use comparison, if at all it has to be there. You use comparison as a healthy tool to ensure that you grow.
You can pray as well. Pray.
Yes.
Pray.
Continuously.
Yes, continuously.
Yes, fervently.
Sipole basi.
So this has been episode 10 of our discussion here at the
Unfortunately, we
Divine.
have to end.
Yeah, unfortunately, I always say unfortunately. No, that's mine only.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we have to end our episode here, but we've had a very, very great time with our discussion today, and we are very glad that we've been able to offer some insightful ways on ensuring that you're contented, right?
Unfortunately.
No, please, don't steal that from you.
Unfortunately, I'm saying we will meet again
on our next episode. See you on episode 11 of the Divine Realities podcast. Make sure you talk to us on the comment section, and we are going to read your comments on our next episode. We promise to do that. The first 2-3 people who will comment, whoever it is, we are going to read your comments, and we are going to give you a shout out on our next episode. So please make sure you watch our episode every Wednesday at 4 p.m. on Facebook,
4 p.m.
on YouTube, on Spotify, and also we have some very beautiful reels pale TikTok. Mwende mtufollow na mtupatie shoutouts. Sawa? Utamwona huyo anafanya dance challenge after show, huwa anatudansia kidogo.
Umesema ni
hapana. Okay, bye guys. See you in our next episode. Bye.